Thank God for each moment every day. 3 kids, mom, dad, Carter, a stock car. I feel a left turn coming this way. Let's make a left turn, left turn, left turn. Left turn living, left turn living. I feel a left turn coming this way. Let's make a left turn, left turn, left turn. Left turn living, left turn living, left turn living.
Good job, buddy. Hey, I'm proud of you.
Look, wait, watch when I like pull.
Is that you, Katie?
Yeah.
She pulls him across the road. Look at
What was wrong with your hair?
That little race car fell me off.
Look, she yanks him across.
I got me a loaf of bread.
This family's crazy.
Okay, as you can see, the Davison family still enjoy going through all those videos and pictures as we continue building the case of why the Davisons decided to put their young 12-year-old son in a Mod 4 stock car. And I know you can't wait to see him race, but first we got to continue building this case, and that's why we decided to call this episode Here We Go Again. And you're going to find out why we called it Here We Go Again when we come back right after this.
Next on Left Turn Living.
Everything that Carter's ever raced, my husband and some of the guys at the track always try to sell me on how safe it is, which I don't buy it.
Carter County is located in the beautiful mountains of northeast Tennessee. Interested in history? Come and learn the history of Carter County, the location of the first Democratic government on this continent. Elizabethton and Carter County were originally known as the Watauga Settlement, which was settled in 1770. Located on the Watauga River and centered on the Sycamore Shoals River crossing, this was the first of 4 permanent settlements located west of the Appalachian Mountains. Take a stroll through downtown Elizabethton with its many interesting antique shops, spectacular restaurants, a summer cruise-in which runs every Saturday evening from April through October, or catch the Covered Bridge Festival in June with music, vendors, and fun. Carter County has something for everyone, whether it's shopping downtown, taking part in one of our many annual festivals and events, or enjoying the great outdoors. Carter County has it all. Get lost in the striking landscapes that are Carter County. Go back in time and experience the history that shaped this nation. Visit, stay, and enjoy Carter County, Tennessee's mountain playground.
On Christmas morning, a couple years after getting this Honda 50, now he goes down in the basement.
And I turned around the corner, and I heard Dad, before I went down the stairs, he said, "Turn the video camera on." I was like, what is this? It was this go-kart, and I was like, that's the happiest I've ever been.
This did have a 2-stroke motor on it. It did make the noise like he liked. And he loved it.
And it was like painted up like Jeff Gordon with 24 on it and everything, which I didn't really like Jeff Gordon at that time, but then I started to love him because my car was painted up like him. And so then we went to Dumpling Valley, which is like near Pigeon Forge.
But he had never been on a track. So we take him down there that Friday night, and he gets out on the track, and I work with him on his line and kind of tell him where to enter and where to exit the turn. And surprisingly, he's picking all this stuff up.
My husband and some of the guys at the track always try to sell me on how safe it is, which I don't buy it.
I know my mom supports me in my racing and everything, but I know she gets nervous and everything about when I'm racing and stuff, but like I care about her feelings, but it doesn't like really concern, like it doesn't mess with my driving. Like I'm not nervous like I'm gonna come out here and wreck.
Run around from line to line, back up and reps it away.
The next day we show back up down there for the first Dumping Valley, which at that time and may still be, was the state of Tennessee championship series. And in that younger division, there's only 4, 5, 6 karts, and we show up and Carter goes out.
I won my first race, and then we went on to win a couple of state championships in that.
So the transition was pretty quick.
So the rest is history. We take off with the Go-Karts and moves on up to the 8 to 10-year-olds. I think he's 6.5 or so, and does well, wins the championship there, and just continues to progress from there in karting. From that,
we got picked up with Hermie.
Former NASCAR Rookie of the Year in 1993, Hermie Sadler. Well, I used to race against Hermie in the Dirt Nationals. Jason Keller and Hermie and myself were the top 3 back in the 80s. And so I tweeted out to Hermie when I saw that he had announced he was going to start a karting team. Didn't know, had no clue if it would work out. I didn't have any clue if he would meet with me or not. I knew that I'm sure he was meeting with a lot of people, and from that tweet would be getting a lot of publicity off of that. And long story short, he tweeted me back and said, hey, he said, absolutely, get me some information together and we'll talk. He ends up calling me, we go over some details, and he said, I'll be sending a contract for you guys to sign. Let's go into a partnership for Carter to drive for Hermie Sadler Karting as the Junior 1 pro driver.
In an emergency, would your organization know what to do next? Bellatorum Solutions can help you be ready. 35 years of combined security experience, planning, preparation, and training. Don't wait till it's too late.
Papa Lock is a full-service mobile locksmith. We offer automotive key makes and programming, or can assist in your home or office locksmith needs in the Tri-Cities and surrounding areas. Papa Lock is locally owned and operated.
Simple Blessings General Store is an old-fashioned store featuring candy, glass bottles, sodas, local crafts, and more. Home of the Lunch Bucket Deli 2, located in beautiful historic downtown Elizabethton.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7, and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
When it comes to your most meaningful moments in life, come to Dempsey's Jewelers, carrying a great selection of sought-after brands. Dempsey's Jewelers in the heart of Johnson City. For clothing, boots, tack, and accessories, visit Double C Western Supply in Elizabethton. Come see us or visit cowgirlchrome.com.
Visit, stay, and enjoy Carter County, Tennessee's mountain playground.
So once we got this deal with Hermie Sadler, everything was going great.
Hermie had really put together a fantastic team. We went down our first 2 races. Carter had never driven this type of kart. He had driven what they called a champ kart, and he had driven the kids kart, but he had never just been in a flat kart. They said, look, we're going to go to a little track on Friday night, and we're going to turn right around and go to a track on Saturday night. Carter goes out and wins Friday night. His first race for Hermie Sadler Karting was basically a test. He'd never been in that style of kart, and he wins it. Get back up the next morning and head to Cross Anchor. Carter never seen that. He'd never seen either one of these tracks. Again, it's his second night. Just met Justin and Larry Mack and their crew, and he goes out and wins his second night. So we're texting Hermie and on the phone, and we're so excited. The very next week, the Nationals, the Maxxis National race was coming up in Nice, South Carolina. I wasn't expecting us to take Carter to the Nationals. Yeah, sure, he'd won at 2 good tracks in South Carolina his first time out, But we're talking, he's got 2 races in this style of kart, 2 races with his team, and now we're going to take him the very next weekend to the Spring Nationals. I was like, I don't know. Hermie asked Larry McDonald, he said, do you think we should take him to the Spring Nationals? And Larry Mack said, well, he's very safe. He showed some good speed this weekend. But, you know, we're all sitting there knowing that the Spring National is a whole different story. So Hermie said, what we'll do is we will, no pressure on Carter, no pressure on your family. He said, let's just go down there. They're going to take the top 21 qualifiers for the main event to run for the National. And our goal will be for Carter to qualify in the top 21. You know, Carter being the racer he is like, let's go, you know, let's do it. Let's go down there. So we get down there with not much of an expectation at all other than qualifying, and I can still remember this when Phil Combs, or the announcer for that particular race, came back and said Carter Davison goes to 4th in Junior 1 clone or whatever class it was that day, and Hermie and I looked at each other and take off running over to the scales where Carter would be coming off because we couldn't believe it. So he goes out and qualifies 4th. Again, we had a great team behind us and good horsepower. Just everything about it was right. He goes on to finish 2nd behind the other Hermie Sadler team car for that weekend. Elijah Todd won it, and Carter got 2nd, his first time to the Nationals and his 3rd time in a flat kart. So big weekend for us. From there, Hermie was very excited, and then we went on to win some stuff at Thanksgiving Thunder, and then Carter went on to win the WK 2013 World Championship at Daytona by a large margin that year.
Carter County is located in the beautiful mountains of northeast Tennessee, a haven for outdoor enthusiasts throughout the year. With 4 distinct seasons, visitors may select the time of year that best fits their interests. Whether it's hiking in the spring, fishing or golfing in the summer, viewing leaves and mountain biking in autumn, or cross-country skiing in the winter, there are a myriad of exciting and challenging outdoor activities available.
Get a fresh approach to marketing with Region Pen and Marketing. Tomorrow's ideas today. Visit regionrocksmarketing.com, your one-stop source for marketing and promotional products.
Awesome design concepts, from racing company trucks, storefronts, t-shirts, and more. Call today, 865-809-6209.
So Carter, he goes on and wins, that season, the WK World Championship.
And then we won the World Championship and a couple other big races.
Really, I think that's when I really got to see that he was a good driver, and my confidence level rose in that. But at the same time, I saw a lot of accidents in other kids' categories, their age groups.
So I understand where she's coming from, where she's nervous and stuff.
But I did start to have a confidence of he was a good driver, he knew what he was doing, he still had a lot to learn, but that he was doing a good job.
He's 9 years old. It had been a crazy year.
At one time I thought maybe we were getting a little carried away.
We had raced, Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving Day.
When we had to celebrate Thanksgiving dinner at a go-kart track in Georgia.
We're in our camper eating Thanksgiving meal.
All smelling like turkey by the time we got there.
Yeah.
And we had a Thanksgiving meal in that 35-foot camper that we had. I made sweet potato, cornbread, turkey, dressing, all the fixings. Anything that we would have had at home, we made in the camper. And we had a redneck Thanksgiving in the camper right off the interstate in Carnesville, Georgia. That was definitely something the whole family will always remember.
Well, this weight I'm carrying's heavy. It's got me tired and weary. Grave deep, dreary. I'm gonna lay it down. Well, I'm gonna lay it down. Gonna lay these burdens down.
We, that year, had found ourselves like a lot of times in 2 different states on the same weekend, and so
our lives were so crazy. We were traveling all the time with racing. If it wasn't racing, soccer, and just everything got sort of out of whack.
Like I was missing school. I would go half day Thursday, get out of school, go miss the rest of Thursday and all day Friday. And
our priorities were seemed to be a little mixed up.
We would leave a go-kart race on Sunday morning with our travel trailer and drive from Georgia to somewhere in Tennessee.
Wake up, stay in the camper in the middle of the soccer parking lot
to watch my middle daughter play soccer, and then we would all follow each other back that night. It was getting to be just so much every weekend. Time, money.
We were missing church more often than we liked, and
sure, we were still a Christian family. Sure, we still prayed. I'd still witness to people, but we weren't making Christ a priority.
As a family, actually my husband and I, we sat down and we said, something's got to change.
And so as that year led into the next year, I went and sat down with Hermie, Heather and I did, and we were in a signed contract, and I just told him, I said, Hermie, is becoming too much.
And so that's when we decided to really pull back and just take a break.
So I made a decision, and it was an extremely hard decision because I went back to when I wanted to stop at the end of the bicycle stuff, and we didn't because Carter wanted to keep going, and we kept going. And now, once he's really winning, it is hard to walk away from something at that point. And I had to, as the leader of the house, I had to make a decision. I said, Heather and I talked. We said we need to go talk to Hermie, explain to it. Luckily, Hermie is just a great guy. I said, Hermie, we've got to pull the plug on this deal, and he completely understood. He hated it. They were testing some new karts at that time, and Carter had gone out on a prototype and was really fast. And Carter was winning races and run up front. And when you do that, whatever you're trying to sell, whether it's a chassis or an engine or whatever, tires, that brings business in. And so nobody wanted to do this, but everybody was in agreement that that's what we needed to do. So we took
about 2 years off, and it was not an easy decision. It was easy for me, but for them it was not easy. For Carter and Dean, they loved it.
And so then we got out. It was horrible. I was devastated. I just went up to my room and stayed in my room for 2 days crying. It was horrible.
And 2 years off, that's really all I heard about every other week. Carter was asking, could he race? When could he race again?
And life was just boring. We got back involved with church, that was great. But I was like, can we not just do something locally where we can still be in church? We can still do everything that we're doing now, but still racing on the weekends.
I could still see that need for speed and that love for it. That 18 months we were off, Carter kind of stayed around the sport and stuff. And 10, 11 years old, did the little bandolero thing for a little bit and did the legend thing.
So after 2 years, we started learning about an opportunity with local racing to move up into a car, what he's driving now.
So a guy named Kirby Gobble comes up one night. We're at Kingsport Speedway, and we're just down there at the driver's meeting for this little legend deal. And he goes, have you ever thought about putting him in a modified 4-cylinder? And I said, well, first question for me is, are they safe? I said, are they safe cars? Oh yeah, they're good chassis and they're safe cars, and it'd be a good next step for him.
I don't buy it. I think it's all dangerous.
And so I said, let's do it. Let's put this together.
And me and Dean talked it over, and as soon as Carter got done go-kart racing, we hooked up and went at it for the 2017 season.
And the good thing about this is, and what intrigued us was, sure, it's a good little race car to be in, and yeah, that'll fulfill his need for racing, but we could race within an hour and a half of our house. We could race on Saturday nights at Lonesome Pine Speedway, and we could be back, although it may be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes we could be back and be at church and still be active in our church and still get the kids to church and still let them know that's a priority in my life and Heather's life, and for them, to make it a priority in their life.
Well, Jesus came in and taken us all from sin. Hallelujah, I'm ready off the load. Hallelujah, I'm ready. Hallelujah, I'm ready to go.
So we went and practiced it several times, and each practice he'd get a little faster, and even the first practice, you know, just the look on Kirby's face after a couple of laps, Carter started to dial the car in and looked like he was going to be competitive. And so from there we put together a deal at Lonesome Pine Speedway in Coburn, Virginia, and with Kirby Gobble and his crew up there, which are some tremendous guys, extremely knowledgeable about the type of racing we're doing, and a real good group of guys to hang around. I like to find people like that are good examples for Carter that race and understand racing and understand race cars and are good at what they do, but are also good people. And so we felt like this would be a good win for us to begin to partner up with them and see if Carter had what it takes at 12 years old to take his past racing experience and move it into a stock car style situation.
Call Keith Yachts at KY Construction for all your excavating needs. When it comes to your most meaningful moments in life, come to Dempsey's Jewelers, carrying a great selection of sought-after brands. Dempsey's Jewelers in the heart of Johnson City. For clothing, boots, tack, and accessories, visit Double C Western Supply in Elizabethton. Come see us or visit cowgirlchrome.com.
Barnett Guns in Hampton has the American Tactical 12-gauge pump shotgun for $199. New handguns starting at $136. Largest selection of guns, ammo, and accessories in the region. Whether you are new to firearms or a seasoned shooter, we gladly share our product knowledge and enthusiasm for the shooting sports. We are truly thankful for your business. Barnett Guns in Hampton, Tennessee.
Papa Lock is a full-service mobile locksmith. We offer automotive key makes and programming, or can assist in your home or office locksmith needs in the Tri-Cities and surrounding areas. Papa Lock is locally owned and operated.
Simple Blessings General Store is an old-fashioned store featuring candy, glass bottles, sodas, local crafts, and more. Home of the Lunch Bucket Deli 2, located in beautiful historic downtown Elizabethton. With acts of violence increasing every day, planning, preparation, and training are key to surviving. Bellatorum Solutions can help you be ready for rapidly changing threats. So, if it happened today, would you be ready? Get a fresh approach to marketing with Region Pen and Marketing. Tomorrow's ideas today. Visit regionrocksmarketing.com, your one-stop source for marketing and promotional products.
Awesome design concepts, from racing company trucks, storefronts, t-shirts, and more. Call today, 865-809-6209.
Okay, so 12 years old and in a stock car, so he's in the 6th grade. Obviously, he doesn't drive on the road. How am I going to convince Mom that this is a good idea?
You know, I was always worried about his safety. I still am worried about his safety.
And she's already nervous, and that was part of the reason we got out of karting. We'd seen some bad wrecks.
So there was always still that fear with me.
I mean, I could get hurt doing anything. Like I can get hurt playing football, basketball just as easily as I can racing.
And her nerves were getting, you know, that was just another little fuel on the fire. And so now I'm coming home going, hey, we're done with go-karts. We weren't that crazy about the Bandoleros and the Legends. All that was fun and exciting, but they wanted a bunch of car count up here. To get some car count and get him some experience, we're going to put him in a stock car style car situation. And she went quiet for a couple of weeks. She didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to say much about it.
At first, I was really ticked off about it.
And I understand. I mean, it's nerve-wracking for me. I grew up around this racing and kind of understand it where she didn't grow up around it other than what she's seen Carter do for the majority of his life.
And I'm very confident that he does have skill, and he's got a lot of talent. But at the same time, I'm the mother and I worry, and if he told me tomorrow that he was done racing, I would be okay with that.
And I know when I talk to people about this, and friends and customers, and people at church and stuff, they go, man, that's insane. He's 12 years old. He's in the 6th grade. I mean, how do you get a license to race a car? Because he can't get a license to drive on the street. They think it's crazy. And some days I'm driving down the road and I go, wait a second, this is crazy. But it's what he loves to do.
Like, I see where like people are coming from when they think that this is so dangerous for me racing at 12. But I mean, I've never got hurt, never broken any bones in racing. But I mean, I broke a thumb, an ankle, and another thumb, and in football. Every year I've played football, I've broke something.
You know, to be honest with you, I get as nervous about him playing football as I do about him suiting up and getting in that race car, because the concussion factor and the things that can happen on the football field are just as real as what can happen in a race car.
We interrupt this program to bring you the following racing news.
Hi, I'm Chris Reddick for CDR Racing News. We just found out that Dean Davison thinks it may be crazy to put his 12-year-old son in a stock car. Let's go to Kaden Davison for more.
So we're going to go around and ask everybody a question tonight. And that question is, would you put your 12-year-old son in a Mod 4 stock car? Would you put your 12-year-old son in a Mod 4 stock car? No.
No, I would not ever.
Melissa, would you put your 12-year-old son in a Mod 4 stock car?
If Carter was driving it, yes.
I absolutely would, but my husband, his daddy, absolutely would not.
It scares me to death, but yeah.
Would you put your grandson Zion in a stock car?
Oh, no way. Not at this time, no way.
Thanks, Kaden. Well, we just found out that it could be crazy for Dean to put his 12-year-old in a stock car. Now back to your regular scheduled program.
Yeah, it brings a big twist to it. I get some looks sometimes whenever I go, yeah, this is what Carter drives on Saturday night, and I pull out a picture of it. But I go back to the fact that that's absolutely what he loves to do, and I don't want these years to go by, whether he makes it as a pro driver or we just always do this is because father and son and a family. We really do it as a family deal. To go by and regret, man, I should have let him race those years, because we may not always be able to afford it. We may not always have this opportunity with Kirby Gobble and those guys. We may always have a great track like Lonesome Pine that allows him to race up there. I mean, so things came together. The Stiltners and Anthony Freeman, said, hey, we'll let him race up here, and he looks like he's safe, like he's got good car control, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it as long as we can do it.
Next on Left Turn Livin'.
Let's pray for safety for all the drivers out there tonight. We pray all in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
All right. Here we go, baby. Here we go, baby.
I feel a left turn coming this way. Let's make a left turn, left turn, left turn. Left turn living, left turn living, left turn living.
Thanks for watching Left Turn Living. Be sure to join us live after every episode on Carter Davison Racing. So go watch it now.
I feel a left turn coming this way.